Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Second referee, Miss Joy De Imus. Let us welcome our starters from our Army Black Mamba Energy Drink team. They're led by their team captain, wearing jersey number 8, Sergeant Jocelyn Gonzaga. At number 2, Private Marianne Esguera. Wearing jersey number 7, Private First Class, Sarah Jane Gonzalez. At number 13, Miss Michelle Morente. Wearing jersey number 15, Corporal Honey Royce Tubino. And at number 21, Private Jeanette Villarreal. Libero wears jersey number 10, Sergeant Angela Nunag. And their head coach is Staff Sergeant Emilio Jr. Kung Fu Reyes. Let's welcome our Signal HD Spikers. Team captain wears jersey number 3, Rachel Ann Dakis. At number 1, Claudine Troncoso. Wearing jersey number 7, Frances Cinia Molina. At number 11, Rosalind Doria. Number 18, Marivic Velaine Meneses. And at number 22, Maria Angelica Cayuna. Libero, number 14, Angelique Dionela. Head coach, Mr. Cecil Shaq de los Santos. This match is under the regulation and supervision of the Games and Amusement Board.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Philippine Premier Volleyball League. This is our first of a doubleheader. We are into our semifinals. We are looking now at the lineup of the Army Black Mamba Energy Drink Lady Troopers. So trying to break into the win column here in the semifinal round. And your starters for the Signal HD Spikers, same thing. They only have one game so far that they've played, and they're still looking to really score a W here, getting their mojo back kasi nga nawalan sila ng mga players for a couple of games because of some health issues. So this might be the game for them, Neil.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the Signal HD Spikers complete, although nabitin sila against the high-speed hitters. Evident yung 2 games na hindi nilaro ng mga starters nila. For Black Mamba Army, it's another change in their starting lineup. Anis Guerra will be starting, Mitch Morente will be starting, but Sarah Jane Gonzalez will be their first setter in this first frame.
All right, we're just about ready to start. Army there with the first serve. William Neses. Block there. Jovelyn Gonzaga going up. Cayuna pushes it outside to Dakis. Morente is starting. Good choice for coach to put Morente in early in this game with the first point on that down-the-line hit. Army scoring first here. Sabi mga some shuffling in the lineup of Army. These are things they want to try out now coming into the more crucial part of the tournament where the guests come in.
And for those people who just tuned in, again, Sir Ricky Palou made an announcement earlier that the Kobe Shinwa Women's University won't be able to compete here in the semifinal round due to our safety and health protocols. But we still want to elevate the level of competition here in the PVL. That's why we were able to request the Philippine national team to compete here. And they are not a guest team. They can actually vie for a podium finish.
There you go. And this is actually, if you ask me, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, that this is a win-win situation for Philippine volleyball altogether because these girls, the national team, will be seeing action soon after this tournament. Play for flag and country, so this is a good time for them also to play as a team, to maybe gel and get some cohesion and show up more confident for the Asian Volleyball Club Conference coming soon. Dami nating volleyball, ano? Hindi kumipigil. As Signal takes the lead here now.
And they may be youngsters, but this squad is made up of the UAAP All-Stars. I'm sure you will see the MVP in Micaela Belen.
Yeah.
You will see Genyeva, Ea Laure,
Wow.
Faith Nisperos, and whoever is in that lineup. So that's something to look forward to.
Absolutely. And Lil Birdie told us that Coach Jorge De Brito is still going to be on tap for the coaching duties for the national team. Meantime, let's bring in our insider Sam Corrales with an early report.
The Signal HD Spikers are coming into this game feeling lighter because the baggage has been lifted. Rachel Dakis told me that the team huddled and had a big pep talk yesterday wherein they let all of their frustrations and emotions out after suffering consecutive losses. Mas magaan na daw yung feeling knowing that they're not alone. Nagyakapan sila and some even let their tears out. But it's all part of the process. And para kay Rachel, parang tatay talaga si Coach Shaq because he knows exactly what to do when they're feeling down. Now, the team was quite loud in the dugout and it was filled with smiles. Kaya let's see if they can bounce back and finally get their first win in the semis.
Kasi yun ang option lang nun eh. Itong gitna, hindi pinalo, cut shot. Ito, kukunin na nito. Ano yung natako mo eh? Dalawang bolos pinapakawala mo. Score nyo, 5-1 ako. Akin. Puro kayo akin eh.
O, tara, bawi tayo ngayon na. Bawi tayo. Tandaan mo. Lahat kami kakakan sa ako.
Thanks so much, Sam Corrales, with that report. You know, it was really good to get a vivid description of what it was like for Signal HD Spikers to get ready for this game. And nararamdaman ko halos yung kinukwento ni Sam. Nag-iyakan sila, nagyakapan. It's something that was perhaps cathartic for them and linabas na lahat. Let's see if that pans out or augurs well for them in this all-important match. Cés Molina, absolutely a challenge there. Getting another point for Signal. Now at a 5-point lead.
Even after that injury, she still emerged as the top scorer for the Signal HD Spikers with 20 big points, followed by Rachel Andakis with 11. Actually, only 2 players scored in double digits in that loss against the high-speed hitters. Now, Ivy Perez is in for Black Mamba Army.
Oh, our #1 server in the league after the elimination round with an early service error there, Jel Cayuna. Army getting its second point, and we have Michelle Morente on the service line. And again, interesting to see her start today. And she did score the first point in this match from Ateneo de Manila. Michelle Morente with a nice serve, but a better receive there by Cés Molina, converting that one to a point, and Signal is cruising through this first set.
That's an early 5-point lead for the Signal HD Spikers. They know that they have to start strong against Black Mamba Army. And that is what they're doing.
Rachel Andakis, of course, we heard from the report that Sam Corrales gave us. She is a captain in every sense of the word. She really is, we said in the pregame, the one who carries the team on her shoulders, not only in terms of performance, but also psychologically. She is the strength from which the team players draw their strength as well.
Now, Jovelyn Gonzaga gets another point for the Lady Troopers. You know, Gonzaga was all over the stat sheet in that game against Creamline. She was in the spiking category, blocking, serving, digging, and reception. Kulang na lang doon sa setting category. Mawala si Jovelyn Gonzaga.
And that's 2 in a row by Riri Meneses, scoring exact same way, giving Signal point number 8 and our first technical timeout. Back at the Inara Center in Antipolo for our first of our doubleheader on this PVL Volleyball Saturday. Chicky Puno with Neil Flores. Signal with 6 attack points versus Army's 2. 8-3 is the score now. Signal enjoying an early lead in this first set.
The middle blockers of Signal are really doing the damage to the defense of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers right now.
Back set. Siyempre, si Jovelyn Gonzaga laging hahanapin. And as you mentioned, Neil, she has been so consistent since the start of the semifinals. And in spite of that, still a winless semis for Army. So it must be frustrating for the team captain. But still, you know that she'll bring her A game every time.
But I'm sure she is happy na yung pagbabalik niya sa squad ng Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers. Pasok na agad sila sa semifinals.
Oo. They talagang just barely made it. They were the last ones in, the fourth of the top 4 teams coming from the preliminary round. And let's just talk a little bit more about Jovelyn Gonzaga. We mentioned how she was all over the place in that last game they played against Streamline, showing off her wares in every area of the court. Looking at her performance in the elimination round, she ended that round with really, really good, good places in the rankings of the different skills. 5th best scorer, 5th best spiker, and this is my favorite. She is the number 3 digger of the squad. So ang mga kasama niya puro libero. Siya lang yung opposite na nandun, making it to the top 10. I mean, how about that?
And she's competing against the best liberos here in the conference. She's competing against Denden Lazaro Revilla.
Yep.
She's competing against Jack Jonella.
Absolutely.
So many more. And the fact that
Arado.
she is in rack number 3 as a spiker, that really says something about the development of her skills.
Isama mo na rin yung third best receiver, if that wasn't enough for you. Really showing how she is very dependable, both in offense and in defense. All-around player, Jovelyn Gonzaga there. And Tubino a little bit too wide for that one.
Signal HD is just running away here in the first frame, establishing a dominant 8-point lead against the Lady Troopers.
Ces Molina now back after an injury on her ankle that took her out for a couple of days, couple of games. And they have a call. Somebody was at the net. Called against Army. And another point for Signal. As if they needed the help of Army, but these violations, unforced errors is not something that we want to see the Army commit at this point. And that time, it's good. Tubino bumawi with that down the line.
Better angle from Roy Tubino. And ito yung sinasabi ni Net Villarreal a while ago. Every time na nahihirapan sila to get that first pass, they can't set up a good play. And compared to Signal HD, medyo mas mabagal yung tempo ng mga plays ng Black Mamba Army. So it's easier for the blockers of Signal HD to actually defend the offense of Black Mamba Army.
And you know they have it going back to the standings from the preliminaries. As a team, Army is ranked 2nd in digging. So they have the defense. It's just really they have to zero in on it. Si Net Villarreal talked about how really they worked on the reception during training, and we also commented how at this point they really pick and choose what areas of their game they are going to concentrate on. Nandun na hindi na yung just fundamentals and just practicing all aspects of the game. Now you really have to spot their weaknesses and work on them.
And yun siguro yung mahirap on the part of Black Mamba Army. Lalo na Signal is coming from a 3-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a different kind of eagerness to win in this specific matchup.
Same scenario on both sides of the court. Signal also with back-to-back losses, both from PLDT. So there is that hunger. Sabi ko nga in the pregame, you can taste it, you can smell it. And the crowd here at the Inara Center building up as well. As we said, we have a doubleheader. Creamline and PLDT will play little later on today. As Ces Molina finds again that left hand corner.
Always
Open.
reliable. Ces Molina from that pipe attack. She has become the most consistent player this whole conference for Signal HD.
15-6, a very comfortable lead for Signal here in this first set. Cesc Molina, the best open spiker in last conference, so we're not surprised when we see that kind of performance. What we're surprised about is she came from an injury and she still looks the way, plays the way she does. Signal with 16 points against Black Army Black Mamba 6. And we'll be back. (16-6), a little bit lopsided in this first set, with Signal taking a comfortable 10-point lead. Chikiro Puno with Neil Flores. This is the first of our doubleheader. We have Creamline and PLDT waiting at the wings to play a little later on here at the Inares Center. And great play there by Army. Finally get a point. You know, Army was lapsing into errors earlier. No? As we take a look at this play one more time. That is the kind of thing that we want to see from Ivy Perez, who is serving now. She didn't start, so Coach Kung Fu decided to bring in Ivy at this point.
Partner, we've been getting a lot of inquiries about the composition of our Philippine national team, but we still don't have a copy of that lineup. So maghihintay na lang din po tayo for the official announcement.
Of course, we did get word that Coach De Brito will be at the helm of that team. But yes, excitement surrounds also the composition of that team that we'll be seeing pretty soon. What a pancake save there.
Looked like it didn't touch
Sige lang.
the forearms of Black Mamba Army, but yes. That is the correct call. Even in the slow-mo, we saw that it was an outside hit from Rachel Andakis.
Well, this is the break that Army needs at this point. Still down by 10. Nope, by 8. Check that. It's an 8-point lead. And that's a great serve, great reception by Signal. And Bunag is on the court as well. She put in some points. Veteran Bunag from Army also contributing a lot in that last outing against Creamline. It's good to see the veterans on the court.
And John Bunag really helped Jovelyn Gonzaga big time. She had 10 points in that Creamline game.
Yung nakakatuwa dito sa Army, I'm sure all of the mga long-time volleyball fans there, si Jo Bunag, ang tagal na naglalaro, and still she is playing with the best of them, with the youngest of them, and not betraying her age. We can say the same on the other side about Rachel Andakis, who hasn't quite been in the game that long, but still, you can never tell.
Look at the aggressiveness of Jovelyn Gonzaga, not waiting for a third touch anymore, getting that point for Black Mamba Army.
Gonzaga is hot. Another timeout.
Natin yan.
Let's go.
Okay, one good pass ulit. Tapos atake tayo maayos, ha? Sige lang. Bawi lang. Hey, break lang tayo ng momentum. Stop lang natin yan, okay?
Happiness signal!
Coach Shaq De Los Santos having celebrated a birthday. Hinihingi niya, pang birthday ko na to. Let's get that first win in the semifinals. The Signal is certainly poised to do that if they keep playing the way they do. On the other hand, nakikita na natin na medyo bumubulusok na ng konti ang opensa ng Army. But what more do you want to see from the side of the girls in black team?
Well, for Black Mamba Army, like what Jeanette Villarreal said, first of all, they have to get a steady pass because they have good attackers also here in the front line. They can go to a quick hit dun kay Esguerra, but they can also go to the wings, and Bunag or Gonzaga can actually score. And digging won't be that much of a problem. They're up there in terms of our team standings. But the reason why they are in the top of the standings in the digging category is that hindi ganun katiba yung blocking ng Black Mamba Army. So they have to make up for it on the floor.
Absolutely right. They need to do what they need to do. They have to really adjust to their weaknesses, no, and just strengthen the back row and the coverage, because now the Blacks, they are able to slow down the ball enough to keep the ball in play. I mean, that's what we want to see if you know that they don't have the height advantage. Not only the height, we were talking about how some of these players are already veterans, meaning medyo in terms of their age, nauuna na sila, and we see unforced error there, a mistake with the attack by Gonzaga, a rare one. It happens. Taking a look at their vital statistics here. The average age for Army, 31 years old. So medyo talagang mas nakakatanda na sila. The youngest player is 24, si Villarreal. And that is probably the average for most teams. And the tallest player in Jean Balse is 5'11", while we know that Riri is 6'1".
Now, Signal HD is contesting the call of the first referee. But Ivy Perez is in the front row. Nauna niyang hawakan yung bola kesa kay Riri Meneses. So that really is interference on the side of Signal HD.
And that point for Army, and also the serve. Only 5 points they need to make up now. Balse there, or sorry, that is Nene Bautista.
He was used as a defensive substitute in their previous game against Greenline, but now Coach Kung Fu Reyes will be backing on the defense of the veteran Nene Bautista as they try to catch up here with Signal. They're just down by 4 points. A while ago, it was as much as 10.
Yes. And now coming from the other side, great coverage by Nunag there, and another chance for Ces Molina to score, and again, great coverage by Joan Lunag. Nakita natin na talagang they're fighting for their points, both teams.
Great effort from the diggers of Black Mamba Army, but it has been Riri Meneses doing most of the production for Signal HD so far here in this first set.
5 points already for Ria Meneses. 6'1". She is the tallest player on the court right now, and she is making good use of her height. Safe serve there. Wow! This time on the solo block there by Meneses.
She is one of the best blockers here in the PVL as well. So from offense to defense, Riri Meneses contributing here sa Signal HD Spikers.
Great timing there by Ria Meneses. She is really in the zone today. Again, challenging the offense of Army there. Ces Molina pushing the ball to the back. Army will set up again. Gonzaga going up. Rachel Dakis is there. Cayuna back set. Molina! And Ivy Perez couldn't get that one up.
She was already in position though, but the power of Ces Molina just too much for the defense of Ivy Perez. We go to another timeout.
Timeout.
Para naiintindihan mo, yung ginawa kay Ann, dalawa, ito na yun, isama mo na yun dito. Sabi na nga sa'yo, huwag na masyado yung challenge yung gitna nila dahil mas malalaki ang gitna nila sa atin. Sumasabay na sa kanya, anong ginagawa nitong usa? Anong gagawin mo dito kay Job? Binibigyan mo ng dalawang block, pero na ilulusot niya, what more kaya kung single block siya. Kaya niya iskuran. So gamitin mo yun. Nababawi mo, okay pabawiin. Pero i-timing mo lang. Ha? Tingnan mo yung dalawang dulo.
Dapat pala sa kanan sa
Pagpulit
kanan.
ang gitna ng signal, dalawa kaliwat kanan.
Airman!
Para
Coach Kungfu really feeling the power of the #1 blocking team in the league after the preliminary round. Signal really knows what to do at the front there, and Meneses has done nothing wrong today. Combination attack. And Cayuna was there. That's Dakis from back row. Jov decides to go on the second pass. Rear Jimenez sending it over. Good job by the libero of Army. Ball still alive. The rally here. Joust at the net. Oy! And Junella there. Didn't quite make it to the balls.
Such a lucky point for Black Mamba
Yeah.
Army. Nagkatinginan na lang yung mga defenders on the floor for Signal HD, but that was Jack Junella's ball to get as the libero. That's your role, to get the chance balls so that the attackers can just focus on their approach.
And just that, yun na nga, no? The chance ball, easy over, hindi niya nakuha. Nakita natin how she dove and saved the last ball in the sequence before that.
Extra muscle into that hit from Troncoso.
Rinig na rinig yun. And things are getting a little bit exciting here. Seeing more rallies now, but Army still trailing by 7. Signal wants its first set. We haven't seen a win in a while, going back to even the preliminary round, but we are glad to see the Signal HD Spikers complete after having suffered some losses due to health concerns. And you know, watching Seth Molina, we were talking about it earlier in the pregame. We heard, we have good sources, Sam Corrales to be specific, talking to Seth Molina, and she is probably not 100%, but decided that she will play like she is not hurt at all. So tinitiis, iniinda, but that's the kind of player that she is. Imagine if she was without any injuries, what else we'll see from this player?
That's still a 5-point lead for Signal HD.
Gonzaga there with a serve. Janela with a nice reception. Molina is stopped there. Army will set up. Signal gets another chance. Molina timing it. Off speed. Bautista just sending it over on the second hit there. Molina again. Bunag was there. Great blocking by Signal. Forcing an error on the side of Army there. And that is point number 22, getting closer and closer to this first set win. It would be frustrating for Signal if they didn't get this one.
And for Black Mamba Army, they really need to be able to score consecutively, because every time they score, may sagot agad itong Signal HD Spikers. And I just want to retract what I said a while ago. I'm sorry for the Faith Nisperos and A. Laure fans. Right now, they're nursing their own respective injuries. They're on their way to healing. So they won't be a part of the PVL Invitational Conference. But I'm sure in the future, we will see them compete here.
These injuries talaga, no, the life of an athlete. I know their heart is in there. They're so qualified to play, but there's nothing you can plan about the injuries and when they happen. And for those of you who are just joining us now, wondering why we're talking about the likes of A. Laure and Faith Nisperos, we have word that the Kobe Shinwa team was supposed to participate in this tournament will no longer make it due to health concerns. Instead, the Philippine team will take their place and see action starting next week. And that's, I'm sure, a treat for many of you.
And don't look now, Chike, it's just a 3-point lead for the Signal HD Spikers as Coach Shaq De Los Santos calls for time.
End game, end game. Remember, kung ano yung mga na-experience natin before, paano ba natin tinatapos yung isang set? Okay, yun lang yung kailangan natin. Okay, focus sa pasa. Tapos pagka alam yung recover natin, kahit hindi yung setter, recover kayo, tulungan nyo yung kasama natin. Okay? Baka muna, hindi natin kailangan magmadali. Lamang tayo. Break lang natin yung momentum. Kailangan lang natin ng 1 point. 1 good play, 1 good pass. Okay? Bilang, bilang.
22-19. And this this is crunch time really for Army, who did such a great job playing catch-up. They were trailing by as much as 10 points earlier. Most of the first set, we should say. And now they need to only make up 3 points late in this opening frame. Bunag slows it down. Army gets another chance. Bunag will go up again. This time, blockers of Signal stopping that one. Ces Molina from behind. Stopped by Bautista. Rachel Dakis this time from behind the attack line. That one is outside. And a chance for Army. They're still alive. Just 2 points. They need to make up. 22-20. Grabe ang fighting spirit ng Army.
Slowly but surely, they were able to catch up dito sa Signal HD Spikers. And when they are able to actually get you dun sa pace na nilalaro nila, that gives them a better possession to win sets over their opponents.
That one got away from Nunag, the libero of Army. Sayang, you know. They were really poised to catching up to Army, to Signal. They still can. Game's not over. But now, Signal, like we mentioned, it would be so frustrating for them after having led by such a big margin if they give this one up. Nice reception there by Gonzaga. Bunag stopped. Rachel Dakis is timing it, gets it through the 2-man block. And Signal only needing a point to take this first set.
Rachel Dakis taking advantage of that small gap in between Villarreal and Ivy Perez to get their 24th point.
And this is 4 match points for Signal. Ivy Perez pushes it to Bunag. That was a nice, deep attack. Lalim. Baon na baon. And Army still fighting it. Fighting tooth and nail here. Fighting to stay alive. They've come this far. Let's see if they can keep playing and save the 3 set points of Signal. Dakis just pushes the ball over, and that one is called outside. Talagang ayaw magpatalo.
Audrey Paran actually got a service ace in that second set win against the Creamline Cool Smashers. So let's see if she can repeat that performance.
Lucky for them that she is at the service line at this juncture of the game. Ball still good. Joff Gonzaga doing what she knows to do at the back row. Signal will get another chance. And look at that, Ivy Perez. Just with a nose for the ball, knowing exactly where to be. Scoring. Point number 23, yeah.
Janela tried to set that ball to Rachel Dakis, but it was too tight. Easy pickings for Ivy Perez. Just a 1-point ball game between these two squads.
And that is 4 set points, and Army was able to save. What a performance we're seeing from the girls in black. Army Black Mamba really showing what they're made of.
After a huge lead a while ago, Chiki, now we're tied at 24-all. That is the fighting spirit of Black Mamba Army.
Rachel Dakis stopped again by Army. Crowd really getting into it now here at the Inaris Center. Dakis was given the ball again. Probably not the best choice. She wasn't ready for that one yet. Bunag will go up. From behind the attack line now, Molina is dug. Bunag again. Dakis timing it. Bautista with a save. This is the rally we want to see. Oh!
Tight set from Ivy Perez. Juan Bunag tried to go for a swipe dun sa blocker ng Signal HD. But they knew it was coming.
One more time on that Last sequence there.
Smart,
Yeah.
smart move from Jel Cayuna, deciding to not go up for that block. It would have touched her hand
Yep,
if she went up for it.
And that would have been a point for Army. Instead, Signal again gets a chance at set point. They already squandered 4. Malabanan there with a serve. And the service ace to win this first set for Signal. That was close for the girls who led as much as 10 points in that first frame. Able to salvage the win. 26-24, final score for the first set. We'll talk more about that when we return. What a hard-fought first set here. Signal winning it barely. 26-24 that first set. So much excitement. Let's take a look at the highlights, Neil.
Talagang in-effort ng Black Mamba Army yung paghabol nila against the Signal HD Spikers. But Riri Meneses decided to take things sa kanyang mga kamay na. She started out really strong in that first frame, getting a lot of points from that quick attack. And it is just fitting for her to be able to end that first frame for Signal HD.
Although napansin din natin on the side of Army, we mentioned how really Jo Gonzalez needs to do what she knows to do, but take everybody along with her and get the help from the rest of the team. And that's certainly what she got with Bautista making 4 points, Guna contributing 4, Ivy Perez with 2 points. So it's a team effort, and that's why they were able to catch up the way they did.
And Signal HD dominated that blocking department 2-0 compared to the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers. In the attack department, they're almost evenly matched also in that opponent's errors. And the Signal HD might have won that first frame, but looking at the positive light of things, nakakuha ng momentum itong Black Mamba Army coming in to the second frame. And now they know that they can actually compete against a strong team in Signal.
Yes, so psychologically there's a boost, you know, coming out of that first set, trailing just by 1 and actually just stretching it to a tiebreaker there when they were already trailing by 10. And again, talking about the effort coming from Army, we were talking to Net Villarreal earlier, and she can be a force at the block if she brings her A game. So we want to see that also. We haven't seen Jeanette Villarreal yet show what she has. Very talented middle blocker. She's only 5'7", but then she is able to, she's great with her timing, with her elevation, and that's why she is so dependable, and she scored. She played so well in their last game against Creamline, although they did give that up to the girls who are #1 so far in the semifinals, the Creamline Crew Smashers, who will be playing today as well against PLDT after this first match. Signal scoring first in the second set. Jel Cayuna at the service line. She is the best server in the league after the preliminary round. She's had 2 service aces already in the semifinals. Of course, this is her second service error today.
Her Signal, if they want to create a margin of a lead against Black Mamba Army, they have to be able to establish a fast-paced game para malito yung mga blockers ng Black Mamba Army. And as you see, they've been digging really well.
Great pancake save. That was number 7, Gonzalez. Again, another one. Bunag just diving for the ball. And ito talaga yung sa tiyaga, dinadaan sa tiyaga ng Black Army.
And as they say, when you're persistent, you will get it. And that's what happened in that last sequence. Great sequence of pancake digs from Black Mamba Army, which translated to a point.
Gonzalez, she's in as setter now. And we have a violation called against Army. We're all tied at 2 apiece.
Now I just got word the first game of the national team will be against the Creamline Cool Smashers. It will be on August 8th at the Mall of Asia Arena. So I'm sure that
Tapusin nyo lang
place,
po yung dalawang game today, tapos bumili na kayo ng ticket nyo.
for sure it will be sold out. That's gonna be a great game to watch.
You know, luckily, Neil, we have all sorts of ways you all can catch the games if you can't make it to the MOA Arena. Let's listen in on Sam Corrales with her report. Sam?
Yes, as we saw in the first set, Army will not allow themselves to just surrender just yet. The Bionic Ilongga told me that she's extremely proud of her squad, of how much they've matured because they're slowly blossoming and coming out of her shell. And yun naman talaga yung goal ni Job Gonzaga ever since she came back to reinforce this Army squad this conference. And she's been doing everything she can. Kaya she admitted to me na medyo nararamdaman na niya yung pagod. However, it's never an excuse for a veteran like her kasi wala naman daw pakialam ang kalaban on how they're feeling, diba? So they just have to show up and perform kahit wala pa daw siyang rest since her beach volley stints and playing for the SEA Games. Kaya nakapag-golf siya recently, just yesterday actually, to unwind for a bit. So it looks like it's paying off, and let's see how they can respond to this hot streaking Signal team today. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Sam. You know, just listening to Jovelyn Gonzaga, you can see the military training really working for these girls when they say things like they're tired but they cannot feel it, they cannot allow themselves to feel it because walang pakialam yung kalaban mo. Di ba? Isn't that something that military training will teach you? So all of that really helping out the Army Black Mamba in just getting not only physically but also psychologically ready for the semifinals.
Mental toughness is
absolutely
a big part of the game of volleyball. But now, Signal HD just exploiting the reception of Black Mamba Army. They're still trying to figure it out kung paano nila may establish yung consistent, solid passing papunta kay Sarah Jane Gonzalez.
Alam mo, totoo yan. Army went into training knowing that they had to work on that weakness. These teams scout each other, so Signal knew that very well too. So you're right about exploiting the weakness of the opponent, and that's what Signal is doing.
And that's the zero tempo quick attack that I've been looking for. Doria only had 4 points in that loss against the high-speed hitters, and she is also looking to bounce back.
She's already at 4 points now, and we're only in the early part of the second set. So Doria really contributing. Signal here. And Jov Gonzaga timing that difficult underhand set there. And Munag setting up Gonzaga. She hits it off the blockers. Ball still good. Pipe attack from Ces Molina. Sinagot sa likod. Quick. Munag just knows where to be. Bautista, an error there. Rare one for her. That's the point for Signal.
Nene Bautista totally mistiming that soft hit. They will give the Signal HD Spikers a 3-point lead here in the second set.
Oh, Ces Molina with a service error there. Serve going into the net, and that's a point for Army. 5 serving 7 now. Gave up up that first set, but not without a fight. First set won by Signal, 26-24. And now we have the team captain, Ionic Elonga. Gonzaga there. Another point for Signal. We are at our technical timeout. Signal with a 3-point lead. We'll be back. Back for set number 2, 8-5. Signal with just a 3-point lead. This time, as we take a look at the officials here, PVL, Ricky Palou earlier gave us the all-important news for those of you who didn't catch the pre-game, that the Philippine team will now be playing in this tournament in place of the Kobe Shinhua University, who suffered health concerns and will not be able to make it to the country. King Will of Taipei, on the other hand, is already here and ready to play.
Yeah,
yes.
they're already here in the Philippines. And they're ready to compete. And I think the schedule will still be the same. Kumbaga, papalitan lang natin yung team ng Kobe Shinhua papunta sa ating national team.
That's outside. Another service error coming from Signal. And rewarding Army that point. We have a violation called here. It's a rotation violation. A free point again for Army. 7 serving 9 now. This is the second set. Both teams still winless in this semifinal round. Army having already played 2 games. Still looking for their first W. Signal played PLDT and lost to them in their first outing in the semifinals as well. And Army, that's 3 points in a row for them. Manny Bautista continues to serve. Different complexion and different pace, whole different match we're seeing in the second set as compared to the first, Neil.
And right now, yung Black Mamba Army naman ang nagtitake advantage dun sa weak reception ng Signal HD.
Army sets up. Puna will go up and hits it off the blockers.
It's really the veterans who are doing it for Black Mamba Army.
I mean, talagang idol dito si Joanne Bunag. It's on the record. She is 40 years old, 5'8", and playing like she's 20.
Yeah.
Diba?
And she's competing against the best players right now here in the Philippines.
And look at her with her...
That's a check ball.
Yeah, it's a check ball, so she still gets the point. And you know, besides the talent and the know-how, it's really also the experience and just knowing what to do when you're on the court.
Timeout, Signal, HD Spikers. Score, 9 Signal, 10 Army.
Yung mga negative na nangyayari. May 1 error, lahat problemado tayo. Normal nga yun eh. Paano ba tayo babawi? Yun lagi nasa mind natin. Kayo yung mag-control sarili nyo. Hindi natin alam yung ginagawa natin sa loob ng court. So sayang yan. Pasa lang ulit. Mas magandang atake. Dito ka na lang ulit. Jen, press mo lang dito ulit. Ha? Dito lang. Tapos dito ka dito. Nakuha mo. Dito ka tumal. Dikoy mo na to. Tapos dito mo bigay. Okay? Yun lang muna.
is unfamiliar territory for Signal, at least in this match. They have not trailed. They have always been in the lead, and now they find themselves silang naghahabol kahit isang puntos lang naman.
Yeah, this is the first time na makukuha ng Black Mamba Army ang kalamangan, and Coach Shaq needs to be careful because you can never count the Lady Troopers out. And since this is only a single round robin semifinals, hindi na nila ulit makakaharap itong Black Mamba Army unless they meet for our podium matches.
That's so exciting. Going back to the first time these two teams met in the preliminary round, we saw Signal winning over Army. And si Bautista yung best scorer noon. So it's interesting to see that si Coach Kung Fu brought in Nene Bautista off the bench today, and she has already scored 4.
And that's Joan Bunag again scoring off the block. That's the third consecutive point for Joan Bunag here in the second set.
And you mentioned Bunag scoring double digits in the last game that you played against Creamline. So really such a dependable player. The veteran from FEU, Joan Bunag. Villarreal now with a serve. Rachel Dakis, that one is good. Finally a point.
That's also an interesting perspective. Rachel Dakis was once a Lady Trooper, and Jovelyn Gonzaga was once an HD Spiker.
Nagpalit lang ano. Of course, we also know Jovelyn Gonzaga and the kind of magic that she can make on the beach, and that is why she's such a good all-around player indoor. Talagang sanay na sanay siya na kailangan magsikap ka wherever you are and you cover the floor. That's why she's so excellent at picking up the balls, her digs, her receptions, and of course her offense.
Signal might want to find a different target on the reception. Again, in that game against Creamline, target din nila si Jovelyn Gonzaga, but she punched in 18 digs and 18 receptions.
Yeah.
So it was a strategy that didn't work per se, but Creamline still ended up on top.
And yeah, it's their reception that they're worried about. Just goes to show that one great player does not make a team. Kayuna now to Ces Molina. That drop there, well read by Bunag. Frustrated that she didn't get that ball. That was a regalo yan para sa Signal.
That was Riri Meneses with her 10th point here in the ballgame. She's the first HD spiker to get into the double-digit column. Sumunod na doon si Roslyn Doria with 6 and Ces Molina with 6 also.
Molina there. Great set by Kayuna. Finding Molina, and that was off the block. And Signal back in the lead. We have a timeout.
Tapsik niya, either gigilid lang o check ball. Tulad doon, ang tataas ng bola natin. Pero kung nandito ka sa tamang pwesto, kuha natin kasi nagbabasa kayo eh. Ang problema natin, nag-react tayo, masyado nang malayo yung bola. Pero kung nasa tamang lugar kayo, at least malapit sa katotohanan na makakakuha tayo ng bola. Okay, nakaka-recover tayo ng bola. Pero ang tendency naman, lumiliban yung bola sa kabila. Kaya tayo nagbibigay ng pinakamadaling puntos para sa kanila. Kung maayos na pasok tayo.
Coach Kung Fu's right about that, Neil. We don't want to give Signal easy points. Signal took the first set, 26-24. A very exciting opening set in this first of our doubleheader today. And that one is a clean, no check ball there, even though Jean Balse insisting. Point will be given to Signal as Rachel Dakis continues to serve. Dakis 3 points already today. Oh, great play! What a play there!
1-2 play from
Yes.
Sarah Jane Gonzalez, catching The defense of Signal HD sweeping.
Masterful play by Gonzalez. Setter for Army. Bunag with the serve. And that one gets away from Dakis. Cesmolina manages to keep the ball in play. Bautista going up, and that is inside. What a cut shot.
Great cross-court angle from Nene Bautista. Now they're keeping it close with the Signal HD Spikers. Just a 1-point deficit for Black Mamba Army. Medyo na-late lang yung paghabol nila in that first frame. But now they're in a good position to actually tie things up and get the lead against Signal HD.
Uminit na ang diesel. Just took them a while, really, but definitely Army in the swing of things. Molina is read by Gonzaga. Bautista just running after that ball. Cayuna, Turiri, Bunag onto her. Gonzaga with a tip. Great read by Meneses. Bunag sends it over. Cayuna. Quick low one. Yan ang advantage with Rhea Meneses. Such great timing. Those fast low sets. Getting Signal to 16 points versus Army's 14. And we are on our second technical timeout. The road to the PBA starts here. Tutukan ang PBA D-League Aspirants 2022 sa One Sports at PBA Rush. Gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happening sa sports? Dito na tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat. Like, follow us on social media at One Sports PHL on all social media platforms. Back to the game here and some Twitter responses. Who do you think can carry their team to their first semifinal round win? Hashtag PVL Invitation 2022. Let's see what you have to say.
We have a tweet from Beatty. I think Cesmolina will carry her team to their first semi-final win. She's one of the top scorers, not just on her team, but also in the league, and I think she will play spectacular today in order to help Signal claim their first semi-final win. And we have another tweet from Paisian. It would be Rachel Andakis and Cesmolina for Signal and Bionic Ilongga, Jovelyn Gonzaga for the Army cute. Nagulat ako doon. Late ka na ba sa'yo?
Thanks so much to our Twitter followers. Cute naman talaga ang partner ko. And I'm so glad you're all on hand here. And shouting out to my partner, the cute Neil Flores. And we have a heck of a game here. Hindi lang siya cute, ha? Giving a lot of insight here. Neil, mahirap mag-consider. Sa totoo lang, hindi mo naman napansin yun talaga, no? We did not expect that.
But thank you.
We have a very tightly contested second set. Signal only with a 2-point lead after that rally. And we ask all of you, our Twitter fans, to keep sending your tweets. We want to know what you have to say. So far, they're saying it's Rachel Andakis, Cesmolina, Jovelyn Gonzaga who are going to score big and carry their team through to the semis. Gonzaga with 6 points so far today. Dakis with 3. Cesmolina 7 points, or 8 points rather, so far today. But as you mentioned, si Riri Meneses is hot. Like you said, Neil, already in double digits, 11 points for her today so far.
Black Mamba Army have been committing a lot of unforced errors off the offense, so they're having a hard time in converting their counter-attack into points, and that's another 3-point lead for Signal HD.
And we talked earlier to Villarreal, who contributed so much at the block, scoring 5 block points, offensive block points in their last outing. So she needs to also contribute more today. We hope to see that from Villarreal and the rest of the Army players. Gonzaga slowing things up. Cayuna was there. Doria is dug. Gonzaga going up again. Cayuna will go for the hit. She does that. We also know she scores off the block. Great hustle. What a rally there. Hard-fought point for Army Black Mamba.
Great defensive block from Rosalind Doria, but smart move from Michelle Morente to swipe it off the hands of Jel Cayuna. Every time Mitch Morente is injected in the ball game, she would find a way to score for Coach Kung Fu Reyes.
Really playing heads-up volleyball and such a good nose for the ball. She knows where to be. Morente, as we talk about her, she's asking for a check ball. And that one is called outside by our first referee. Signal will get the point. That's a 3-point advantage now for the HD Spikers. Troncoso getting ready to serve. 5 points today. For Chai Troncoso, and she is at the service line. Morente with the receive there. She will go up for the hit. She sends it over. Cayuna will set up. Combination attack. Rachel Dakis just made something out of that so-so set. She wasn't the set she wanted, but still made do.
Not the best execution from the Signal HD Spikers. Rachel Andakis just pushing that ball with her left hand and finding that open space in the middle of the defense of Black Mamba Army.
Timeout.
Yun na nga, ikaw ang fresh legs dyan. Mag-double, triple effort ka naman. Yan, doon lang, walang isang hakbang, andun ka na. Kahit hakbang ni Lotus Smith, maabot yun eh. Ha? Ituloy mo lang. Yun yung ginagawa nyo kanina, tinitingnan nyo lang yung bola natin. Pag nabasa, galaw tayo para may counter-attack tayo. Ha? Yung ano natin, yung 1-2 play natin, naharap si Ivy. Let's go!
And again, we hear the urgency of the boys of Coach Kung Fu as they trail again by 4 points. They were already leading, finding themselves dictating the pace midway through the second set. Pero tumatagilid na naman for Army.
And he was asking for more effort from the players with fresh legs dito sa Black Mamba Army.
Of course, Morente coming in again the second set, and she gets the ball. She hits it off the block. As you said, she finds ways to score every time she's on the court.
Ivy Perez needs to be able to set a low, fast one papunta sa left pin nila so that they can take advantage of the shorter Jel Cayuna on the side of Signal HD. Joanne Bunag will be challenging the blocking of the HD Spikers in this rotation.
And she does that well.
Villarreal gets a big block against Rosalind Doria. Now, Coach Shaq de los Santos will call a timeout for Signal HD.
Okay? Tapos ngayon, usap lang sa pasa. Usap lang tayo, okay? Receive lang muna, okay? Sige, ganun play ha, B, tapos balik ko dito. Iganon mo lang. Tapos may back row ha, Chay, ready ha? Okay, go. Tapos cover tayo, cover. Attack cover, isang point lang.
We were asking for Villarreal already to make a difference at the net. That middle blocker we know has got the goods as the PLDT hitters just taking it easy now, taking in the action, but thinking about what they're going to do to get a win against Creamline. That's what's up next. Nika Reyes, we saw there, who's doing so well. She's #1 blocker in the conference. It's going to be exciting, the next game, so I hope all of you stick around and enjoy both matches today here from the Inares Center.
And if you're near dito sa Inares Center, come on in and watch the games live. It's a different experience. Say hi to your favorite volleyball fans. Say hi to us.
Yes,
If you see
welcome
us
to my
walking
hood.
around.
Welcome to my neighborhood, Neil. Una going up. Cayuna finding Molina from back row. Grabe talaga ang sipag ng Army.
Although it was a wasted opportunity for Black Mamba Army, they saw Cesc Molina out of position. It was practically impossible for her to go for a powerful hit.
Yeah.
That's why she just went to a drop shot. But they weren't prepared for that one.
Nunag tried. Just one beat late. And Signal gets a serve back. Ivy Perez is setting up Bunag, who just knows how to hit it off the block.
They're really milking that left pin every time Jel Cayuna is in the front row. So Jel Cayuna has to be able to adjust the positioning of her hands to get a better touch on the offense of Black Mamba Army.
Interesting stat though for Jel Cayuna. After the preliminary round, she is the 5th best blocker in the league. With she's the only setter in the top 10 to do that. She has a 46% efficiency rate at the block, which means whenever she decides to do it, she does it pretty well. Of course, she doesn't get all the chances, but yan ang sipag ng setter.
They're tied again at 22 all. Yeah, even if she's not the tallest of blockers, as long as she gets the timing right, she gets the positioning of her hands right, she can get a lot of blocks against their opponents.
And really just that nose for the ball, just knowing where to position yourself even before the ball gets there, anticipating where to find the ball. You're a setter, that's something that is natural to you. Meneses, dug there by Bautista. Meneses is just red hot today. She is on beast mode with her 12th point.
Still, she's the only Signal HD spiker with a double-digit performance so far. Cesc Molina's almost there with 9.
On the other side of things, Bunag with 10 points already in Army. Gonzaga with 6. Bautista with 7 points. Molina, cut shot. Perez read that one. And Army will get the point. And set point here. Chance to win the second set.
Same story from our first frame. We also reached this junction of the ball game. And I'm sure the fans are enjoying the exciting action. This is just the first game. We still have Creamline against PLDT for our 5:30 clash. So you better watch out. It's going to be an explosive matchup.
Ivy Perez there. Chance for back to Army to set up. Gonzaga just really putting all that power behind her, but the blocking of Signal. And we have a violation, it seems, called against Army.
Minor detail there. Nag-overhead set itong libero while she was in the front row and bawal yan dapat behind the attack line.
And this gets Signal to set point. Combination attack works. Gonzaga from nowhere there. Getting through the two-man block of Signal. And again, tying things. This is deja vu all over again, Neil. This is what things look like in the first set.
Signal should have expected that set from Ivy Perez. Backs against the wall. Of course, you would go to your best attacker in Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Oh, not a good time for a service error from our veteran, Joe Bunag, giving up another set point opportunity.
Now, both of these spots have 3 attackers in the front row, but Army has the upper hand right now in this sequence. They will be the ones to attack the blocking and the digging of the Signal HD spikers.
Let's see what Ivy Perez does. Again, Gonzaga. This time dug by Cayuna. That worked twice in a row. It's the same exact play.
It's Jovelyn Gonzaga against the entire world right now.
And you know, Neil, even when you expect it, it's not an assurance that you're going to get the ball back up with that kind of strength behind the Bionic Ilongga.
Yeah, but now that you know that most of the sets are going on the side of Jovelyn Gonzaga, you can actually establish a triple block para kahit papano lumiit yung space
Yep.
ni Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Of course, if you're Ivy Perez, as you know, Mr. Setter, that you are now going to switch it up.
Oh, there is a rotational error.
It looks like it's going to be called against Army. Let's see. Let's wait for the official word from the tech table there. And I think we have a do-over. All right. Eugene Balse will just serve again. It's 25 apiece. First set was just as tight, 26-24 going the way of Signal. Army looking to take the second set win. Let's see if they can get it from this play. Gonzaga powering it through one more time. 3 in a row for Gonzaga when they need it most.
Signal has a lot of loose ends to tie up in their blocking formation. Great reverse setting from Ivy Perez, leaving Jovelyn Gonzaga with a single woman block.
Oh! And another service error from Army. Just
And
such bad timing.
These are two unforced errors on the service line from the veterans.
Absolutely.
First Joan Bunag, now Ging Balse.
You know-
Uncharacteristic really for Black Mamba Army.
Anything can happen in volleyball. Actually, Signal has already had 4 service errors in this set. Also, it's just the timing of the errors
Yeah.
when they come. Army doesn't want it now, and Gonzaga tries to tip it over. Ball will go back to Army. Ivy Perez looking for Gonzaga again. Seth Molina answers. Doria is dug by Nunag. Bautista going up. And the crowd loving it as Army takes that 1-point lead. It's crazy here at the United Center.
It is crazy. Good deflection on the side of Signal HD. No support sa likod ng blockers. Seth Molina just too late to get that ball.
And Jov Gonzaga does not want the service error. She has racked in the points when they needed them.
But that's a good sign for Signal HD. Nasa likuran na si Jovelyn
Jov.
Gonzaga. One less problem to worry.
Let's see if they can get past this serve. Almost an ace there, put away. Villarreal, but Signal still keeping the ball alive. Ivy Perez pushing it to Bautista, and she will get it. Army winning the second set, 28-26. What a hard-fought one.
Again, Signal HD let go of that 3 or 4 point lead here in the second set for that Army comeback. Nene Bautista right on cue. And now we're tied at 1 set apiece.
We'll be back to break down that second set after the break. And that is how the second set went down. Very much like the ending of the first set. So much excitement here from the Inares Sports Center in Antipolo. 28-26, a win for the Army Black Mamba. And let's take a look at the highlights. So many of them. So many good plays.
A lot of long rallies,
Yeah.
a lot of powerful exchanges from both of these squads. But we had 14 deadlocks and 5 lead changes in set number 2. Now, here in set number 3, ito talaga yung magiging momentum swinger for both of these teams. For Signal HD, they have to be able to take care of their lead.
Yeah.
They always get to establish a good lead against Black Mamba Army. But somewhere along the road, parang nagre-relax yung Signal HD, and for Black Mamba Army, they just have to keep on challenging the defense of Signal HD. Ngayon na alam na ng Signal HD na maraming bola pumupunta kay Jovelyn Gonzaga. Pag-iingatan na nila here in set number 3. 22 attacks. Look at that. That's probably
That's
the most
story.
that they have scored in the entire semifinal series so far against the 14 of Signal HD Spikers.
Of course, the opponent, the errors on both sides, still they can minimize. But, you know, talking about those attacks, that is what we said they needed to do, is really just get everybody into the game and contribute. And that's what we're seeing so far. Puna with 11 points. Gonzaga with 9. 4 of those coming in the latter part of that second set to win it. Bautista with 9. Just everybody contributing in every way they can. And just from the sidelines here, Neil, it is palpable, the determination of Army just to get a win today.
And right now, the wing spikers are really carrying the offensive load for Black Mamba Army. All of them almost in double digits, but imagine if they can get the middle blockers involved in the scoring picture, that can really give the difference papunta sa Black Mamba Army.
Umiinit na si Net Villarreal, who has 2 points already. She scored 5 block points in that last game against Greenland. We keep talking about that because it's so rare to get 5 block points in one game.
And that was
she
against the
managed
Cool
that.
Smashers.
Exactly. So if she can come up with a performance like that, it would be a sure win for Army. On the other hand, Signal, we know, is finally back with a complete lineup. And maybe there's a little bit of, you know, these girls, it is also somewhat of a rebuild. So there's still that, getting that cohesion back together, because nga, all these things that happened right before the elimination round ended, something that they need to just shake off and bounce back from.
Jovelyn Gonzaga, this time from the left spin.
That's 10 points now. Gonzaga in double digits early in this third set.
Now Signal HD is returning to their original rotation from the start of this conference. Angeli Araneta will be occupying that opposite spiker position.
She's seeing action for the first time here in this match. Angeli Araneta, who took the cudgels when almost half of her team was gone. There was a time there were only 7 of them playing, and Angeli Araneta was really a force there. Of course, kinulang sila. They could not get that win against PLDT. They've lost to PLDT 2 games in a row, and that is why they're hungry today. Let's see who is hungrier. Both teams looking to break into the win column. Cesc Molina getting ready to serve. Gonzaga. Not solid there. Una going up. Great pancake by Molina. Dakis is timing it, pushes the ball over. Una going up. And again, the coverage here. What an effort there by Una. The libero of Army. Sam Morales has a report. Sam?
Yes, earlier in that set, we saw the even distribution of effort in that Army squad and the younger players helping out the vets here. So I want to talk about Ivy Perez, who told me that, you know, she's been really feeling quite steady for the team. Ito din ang sabi ni Coach Kung Fu about her. And for her, pinaninindigan lang niya ang kanyang decision-making skills and ang bawat bitaw niya, because she knows and she has that confidence that her teammates will be there to follow through. So for Ivy, she's just sticking to the process of keeping it basic, communicating and playing in the present moment. Sabi nga niya, they're hoping for a strong start. but even stronger finish. So let's see how they'll respond to this Signal squad. Back to you.
Ivy Perez, the third best setter and the second best server after the elimination round. So really doing a lot for Army. And it's interesting also how Coach Kung Fu is making good use of both setters in this game.
And they both provide different advantages to this Black Mamba Army squad. And it's all about the timing kung kailan gagamitin ni Coach Kung Fu si Gonzalez, kailan niya gagamitin si Ivy Perez, depending on the situation that they're in.
Back to the game here, Signal trailing by 1 in this third set as Rachel Dakis prepares for that attack. And the blocking effort is commendable for Army. At least they slow it down, no? And they give a chance to recycle the ball and go for another play.
Jovelyn Gonzaga at this point is just unstoppable. Signal can't seem to find the solution. They are getting a couple of touches, offer hits. Pero yung suporta sa likod, mukhang hindi nila mabasa kung saan pupunta yung bola ni Jovelyn Gonzaga.
13 big points now for Jov. Wow, what a read there by Signal. How did they know that Ivy was going to go for that? The 1-2. One more time.
From the first pass, nakita na nila na nag-swing yung arm si Ivy. Pero so it was obvious that she was going for that 1-2 play.
Rachel Dakis, all that experience is what went for her. Doria, in the meantime, just with that put away. Tying things up here, 5 points apiece early in this third set.
Rosalind Doria with that gift from Black Mamba Army. Jel Cayuna needs to engage the middle blockers dahil kanina pa nga sila pumupuntos off that same strategy.
Ball is still alive. And that's a chance ball here for Army. And mistimed by Jean Balsen. She ended up fishing. Nahula sa net.
Too high for Jean Balsek. And that led to that net violation.
Signal now with a 1-point lead as Angelia Araneta gets ready to serve. It was also nice actually to see some of the second stringers of Signal who were able to get some court action when practically half of the team was gone. No? And that will augur well for them coming into the latter part of the semifinals. Of course, it's important they get the win now because kung matira matibay, di ba? We are only going to see the 4 teams after their first round, after they're meeting each other for just one game, for one single round robin here, and then the top 4 advance.
And Signal HD will still compete against the Creamline Cool Smashers. They will still compete against our national team and our foreign team in King Whale Taipei. So it's still a long road to that podium match.
It's a tough road. And then chance here for Signal. Nope. Easy over for Army, and Ivy Perez again swings away and scores the 3rd point.
And that is an intentional strategy for Coach Kung Fu Reyes. In the previous games, in the eliminations, we were curious kung bakit paulit-ulit ginagawa ni Ivy Perez yan. But listening to their timeouts, that was really their game plan para kahit papano, one of the blockers sasabay sa kanya every time that she's in the front row.
Dakis. Nice drop ball there.
Rachel Dakis might just be the missing link here for Signal HD to go full on against Black Mamba Army as we enter this first technical timeout.
back at the Inares Sports Arena here in Antipolo. Shout out to all my fellow Antipoleños who are enjoying this game in your homes. Sana nakapunta kayo dito sa Inares dahil nag-enjoy ni Neil and all of our colleagues here from Signal, the live action and just the appreciation that these Antipoleños have for the game of volleyball.
And it's not yet over. Again, in the 5:30 match, we have the Creamline Pool Snatchers going up against the undefeated PLDT High King. And actually, both of those squads are still undefeated so far here in the semifinals. PLDT is at 2-0, while Creamline is at 1-0. So for one of them, they will face the first defeat.
As these two teams are searching for their first win. And of course, my partner Neil Flores here enjoying the action and all of you enjoying also the action at home. There's nothing like seeing it really live, but as you know, there are so many ways to catch these games. We already have schedules of the following games we announced earlier. If you missed it, the national team will be playing in this tournament in place of Kobe Shinhwa University. So all of you, bigyan mo na nga sila ng, you said August 8 is their first game against Creamline at MOA.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That will be the first game of our Philippine national team. That's their debut
Yeah.
as one unit here in the Invitational Conference of our PVL.
Ivy Perez continues to serve here. It's even at 9 apiece in this third set. And a rare service error there coming from Ces Molina. You mentioned earlier, Neil, how Rachel Andakis steadily contributing to Signal, but she is at 5 points here. And you said if she is able to get more touches and get more points, that will make all the difference. Molina just off speed there. Army sets up Gonzaga. Cayuna underhanded set to Dakis. And that's... Look at the... Gonzaga is this time showing off her gymnastics abilities.
Kasi yun yung gusto mo kay Jovelyn Gonzaga. She's not choosy when it comes to hitting. Kahit anong set pa ibigay mo, susubukan niya talagang gawa ng paraan.
Again, you really see also the discipline of beach volleyball. Just, it's, diba? It's paying off. Kasi yun talaga, pag sa beach volleyball, hindi ka rin pwedeng mamili. You just have to pick up the ball for wherever it lands and try to send it over with two people just defending your side of the court. Bautista running after that set. Signal keeps it in play. And Gonzaga is answered by Jel Cayuna. Great defense coming from both squads. Bautista. Dakis was there. Cayuna pushing it outside to Ces Molina. Nunag with a save. Bunag from behind the attack line. Dakis was there. Meneses is stopped. And Villarreal is just so frustrated because she managed to chase after Riri.
And that was a miscommunication error from Bautista and Nunag off the defense. And that was a good check ball from Villarreal.
At least napabagal niya, no? Hindi bumagsak yung bola. But Riri Meneses, like we said, she is on beast mode today. 15 points for Riri. As Jel Cayuna, #1 server in the league. That's serve Gonzaga coming from the left side now. And that one did not go over.
At this point,
Signal knew that.
Army and Signal just exchanging points
Balikan lang.
here in set number 3.
11 apiece. We are exactly tied with 1 set apiece and 11 points, 11 all here as Bunag takes a rest. And we have Tubino coming back in. She started in today's match.
Grace Bombita in attendance supporting her team, the Signal HD Spikers. I'm sure her fans are missing her on court.
Signal now with a 1-point advantage. And it is just tit for tat here in this third set. Molina getting that point. Nice reception by Nunag there. Tubino is blocked. Gonzaga is dug by Ces Molina. Joust. And there is a double touch violation or called against Army.
First referee saying that the middle blocker of Army got a first touch already before she hit it again. So this is going to be a 2-point lead for Signal HD as Coach Kung Fu calls for time.
Ano dapat? Girlfriend na, wala tayong magawa. Ang tawag dito? Mama, wala ka sa forma doon sa habol. Sige, sabi mo mahabol ka. Pero anong ending mo? Nakaganyan ko. Gawin mo yung tamang step kasi yun ang i-sakto. Kasi mahaba na ba? Side cross. Sakto ka doon. Habol yung nakaganon na. Wala na sa forma. Sayang yung tapat, sa'yo yung dumadaan.
May small chance mo lang. Dalawa lang, ma'am.
Tsaka pumorma ka para mapabagal mo yung bola. Oh, icebreaker lang yan, icebreaker lang. Let's go!
Duwa lang.
And we say hello to Miss Sienna Olaso, our boss here, Signal's VP for Channels and Content. Very avid sports fan. We have Miss Sienna on hand, enjoying the games all the time. We're glad she's here, Antipolo, to join us today. Back to the game here after that timeout. Army, again, feeling the pinch a little bit with Signal already leading by 2, and Tubino just turns it around, getting the point and the serve. We have another substitution with Esguerra coming in now. Marian Esguerra is the middle blocker with fresh legs for Army. As Net Villarreal serves. And Signal was set up again. Meneses is red that time. Oy! And Araneta acknowledges that error there with a push that didn't quite make it past the net.
Coach Kung Fu is actually, I feel like Coach Kung Fu is trying to balance the playing time of the young ones and the veterans here for Black Mamba Army. It's turning out to be a very long game that we're seeing right now. So he needs everybody at their full potential if this goes all the way.
For those of us just joining us now, it's been a very hotly contested match here. 26-24 with a score in the first set. Signal winning that one. Army getting back the second set, 28-26. So tama ka doon, Neil. Kailangan ng strategy pati yung sa pag-substitute just to make sure that everybody is able to perform optimally. And this is probably a preview of things to come with the competition just getting tougher and the teams just getting better. We're going to see a lot more of these kinds of games as we see that kill by Araneta.
This is what the semifinals is all about.
Great
Another
reception.
excellent pass from
Yes.
Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Turns things around and making it possible for Tubino to score on that kill.
And I think by what I said, hindi naman masyadong binibigyan si Jovelyn Gonzaga ng pipe attack ni Ivy Perez. So I would suggest the Signal HD Spikers to change your target because Gonzaga has been really steady in the passing for Army. And even in digging.
Yes. Rachel Andakis. She's good. She's okay. That was a scare for a while for Signal. Rachel Andakis with a kill. One more time on that play.
You know, we don't want any more injuries here. Because these are crucial stages of the competition for all of these teams vying for a podium finish. Again, the rank 3 and the rank 4 teams at the end of the single round robin elimination will enter that battle for third. And the top 2 teams will play for our championship round.
Estupino scores 2 in a row there. This girl contributing now to the points of Army. Exactly what Army needs to do. Tubino, she started and was brought back to the game in this third set, and so far with 4 points. Again, Ivy Perez going on. Second hit there, second pass, and Cayuna will look for Dakis again. He hits it off the block. Dakis is quickly racking on the points. 8 now for her. Signal with 16 points against Army's 15. Chikiro Okuno with Neil Flores, and this is the first of our doubleheader today. This great Saturday, great day for volleyball, great day to stay indoors kung maulan man dyan sa inyo. If you are just joining us, this is a very tight match between Signal and Army, both looking for their first win in this second round. Dak is going up. She's dug by Nunag. Bautista. Bautista again. And the blockers of Signal doing all they can to slow her down. But Bautista will score.
Sixteen.
16 apiece now. Esguerra with a serve. And that one went too much, over-received there. Signal gets the ball back. And that's a point for Cayuna. Offensive block for Signal. 17-16 the score now. And again, it is a nip and tuck back and forth in this third set. Doria getting ready to serve here. Another excellent reception by Jov Gonzaga. Doria with a nice dig there. Molina. And this is going to be a free ball for Signal. Cayuna sends the ball over. Cayuna, very good anticipation and really knowing where the ball is and where she needs to be. But still, Army is also just really knowing where to position themselves.
That was a foiled opportunity for Signal HD. That was practically a chance ball for a counter-attack. Pero overpass yung nagawa nila doon.
Great rally we're seeing here. Gonzaga, would she end it? Nope. And a chance again. Itong mga anticlimactic endings of these rallies, no?
Double contact violation called on Villarreal.
We're seeing Gonzaga challenged a little bit more. Signal desperately trying to stop the Bionic Ilongga. And sometimes kahit alam mo na siya yung papalo and you put the defense against her, it's just the strength of her attacks That is just really hard to stop. Cayuna with their serve here. Pati yung best server na puputo ni Gonzaga dyan.
Angeli Araneta scoring her second point here in the ball game. That's another 2-point lead for Signal HD, but the question is, will they be able to take care of that lead? They have been squandering a lot of points.
Well, we want Jel Cayuna to be at the serve if you're Signal, because she is the best server in the league. Says Molina, making it a 3-point advantage for Signal. And again, we talk about it all the time, particularly for Army, because they don't have the height going their way. They don't have the youth going their way, but it's the experience that gives them really great volleyball IQ, always knowing where the ball will land, that really all-important. Sabi nga natin, the nose for the ball. And we have a timeout.
Okay, sige. Minaximize ko na yung timeout ko. Ayoko nang dumating ng 21 bago pa tayo timeout o 22. Kailangan, bago gumalaw yan ng 23, makadikit na tayo dyan. Or tayo ulit ang mauna. Naintindihan nyo? Kailangan lang natin pumasa, dumipensa, kasi yung atake, andyan lang yung atake natin. Pag nasa tamang lugar, nasa setter's ball, pero pinakamadali. Yung forma ng spiker natin, maganda ang forma ng spiker natin. Kailangan nyo lang pasahan. Naintindihan nyo lang. Everything follow.
No concrete instructions there from Coach Kung Fu Reyes, except to remind the girls to realize where they are, because he trusts that they know what they need to do.
And aside from taking Jovelyn Gonzaga out of the offense of Black Mamba Army, mukhang kaya rin siya tina-target is pinapagod niya ng todo until she finally breaks. Another excellent pass.
And again, we're saying also nose for the ball. It's one thing to make sure you don't go for Gonzaga, but especially in the middle of the digs, she knows to go to the ball. Pupuntahin niya yung bola para hindi mapatay. Sometimes kahit iwasan mo siya, pupuntahin niya yung bola. Wow!
And a lucky break for Signal HD will establish a 5-point lead for the ladies in white.
And that will even add to the numbers for Jel Cayuna and her service aces. Now even the net going the way of Signal. Sabi ni Coach Kung Fu, wag niyong paaabutin sa 23 points. Let's see what gives for Army. And that is a check ball. They're insisting, but Signal says it was clean. Ito yung kinakatakutan ni Coach Kung Fu, the very precarious 23 points for Signal. So close to winning this third set. Great decision there for Tubino to let that ball pass. It was outside. Strong and a point for Army.
Now Gonzaga will be getting support from the offense from Royce Tubino and Jeanette Villarreal in this rotation. This is a chance ball for Army to convert.
There's Gonzaga, rare error. Maybe it's the fatigue, you're right. She's not showing it, but you know, she's been jumping and diving and just doing all she can, and it could take its toll. You can see clearly na hinihingal na rin si Jobs. Multiple set points now for Signal. Signal is able to slow down that ball. Araneta will go up for the hit. Another chance. Vino is outside, and that's an easier win this time for Signal on this third set. 25-18, the final count. Army giving that one up. And we are on to set number 4 after the break.
Signal HD Spikers take a 2-1 advantage against Black Mamba Army. That set was so close. At one point, it was a deadlock at 17. But that was the time na kumalas na itong Signal HD Spikers, and their game plan of targeting Jovelyn Gonzaga working at the right time. You really felt the fatigue, and you can sense Jovelyn Gonzaga huffing and puffing in the tail end of set number 3. And now, Signal has a 2-1 advantage against Black Mamba Army.
Grabe, ibang klase din talaga ang action dito. We're playing like it's the finals, but that really is how important these games are. Neil, as you mentioned earlier, no, the road to the finals, it just gets harder and harder as we take a look at the numbers here.
Defense kicking in on full gear for the Signal HD Spikers. 3 blocks against the 1 of Black Mamba Army. And you're right, Chiki, in that set number 3, mas nababantayan na nila yung mga hits ni Jovelyn Gonzaga. That's why she was also forced to commit a lot of unforced errors of the offense.
We also talked about the possibility of fatigue kicking in for the girls in black, for Army. And we will see if that is really going to be a factor as this 4th set unfolds. We know that from the side of Signal, marami ang na sideline also for health protocols. So I don't know if we consider that a little bit of rest that they were able to get, or some of them coming from illnesses that they had to recover from. But we do know that Ces Molina came from an injury. So these are all these mga intangibles, things that might come into play for both teams as we see how they both do here in this 4th set. A must-win for Army, who really looked like they were being outdone by Signal early in the 1st set, but that's not what we're seeing in that's not what we saw in the 2nd set, and they are certainly still in this. Let's see if they are able to extend this match to a 5th and deciding one. Bautista is dug by Molina. Meneses. Bantay na bantay talaga eh. Meneses with her 16th point today. And she does not want anything to get past the net. She is the gatekeeper for Signal, showing off her basketball talent there. Parang nag-dunk with that dump. Molina timing it. Bunag is there. Gonzalez still looking from Gonzaga from behind the attack line. Still manages to score with that off speed.
That is the 14th point of Jovelyn Gonzaga. 2 players on the floor for Black Mamba Army with double digits. Bunag has 11, and Bautista is almost there with 9.
Meneses. Good job by the blockers of Army to slow it down, but Molina and Meneses do better with that offensive block.
That's the blocking formation that has worked for the Signal HD Spikers. Solid blocking from Ces Molina and Riri Meneses.
Signal HD, the #1 blocking team in the league. And you know, that is somewhat daunting for Army coming into this game knowing how strong blocking team Signal is. So medyo nakakakaba din yun, and mas maingat ka, di ba? It does something to your game.
Net violation will be called on Black Mamba Army.
And let me ask you that, Neil, when you know you're up against a strong blocking team, does that make you want to be a little more conservative with your offense, or what kind of mindset should you have against a blocking team such as Signal?
You always have to play a smart game when you're up against strong blocking team. Use the hands to your advantage, but aside from that, the coverage should be solid also behind the attackers para hindi sila mawala ng kumpiyansa in trying to break the defense of their opponent. And that one will sail in for Jovelyn Gonzaga. That is point number 15 for the Bionic Ilongga.
She's still at it. Meantime, we have Sam Corrales with a report. Sam?
I want to talk about Riri Meneses, who is really playing well today, already putting up double digits. So according to Riri, prior to this game, she would rate her team's performance at an 8 from a scale of 1 to 10. And this is because kahit may talo sila, may baon pa rin na learnings. They know what to do. Hindi lang nila na-execute against their past opponents. But today, against Army, it looks like she's applying those learnings and adjusting well today. So I want to ask the panel, what can you say about Riri's performance, her impact, and the rest of the blockers of the Signal HG team?
Well, Sam, we called her the reliable Riri, and I think that really suits her, especially today. And that is a sign of really a good player when you're out there with that growth mindset and just looking to learn and to pick up more and to just get better and better.
John Bunag punching it between the two blockers of Signal HD to get their fourth point.
Bunag, who knew, no? Si Bunag, again, she has been playing for a long, long time. So much experience behind her. That's really paying off for her. And she is not the tallest of players. Si John Bunag is 5'8", 40 years old, and scoring double digits still for Army.
Now it's time for Army to establish their own 2-point lead early on in this fourth frame. They need to get this one to force an extension against the Signal HD Spikers. And again, for Signal, a fifth set would be a tricky situation on your end because you can really lose that one. Now make that a 3-point lead for Black Mamba Army.
We have a timeout.
Sige lang, medyo nag-ano na naman eh. Nawawala na naman tayo sa gusto naman mangyari. Tapos medyo magulo. Okay? O, back to basic lang muna. Pasa, tapos gawa tayo ng magandang play. And then cover. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, walang problema ma-block. Kung talaga mabablock. Pero kailangan may coverage sa'yo. Yun yung kulang natin. Add natin yun, ha? O, sige, go, 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 go.
Coach Shaq there talking about how confident he is with the blocking as Del Palomata and the rest of the PLDT high-speed hitters getting ready to make their entrance in the court. Pero mukhang matatagalan pa to. Relax ka muna dyan, Del, dahil hindi walang pumibigay dito. And alam mo, nabanggit mo kanina, Neil, na Army is not a team that you should take lightly. Sabi mo nga, do not allow them to catch up kasi hahabol at hahabol, hindi bumibigay. You've been covering them a long time. Yan talagang pagkakilala mo sa kanila.
Again, they're one of the best digging teams. So they might not be the best in blocking, but they're still very competitive on defense.
And really, they have in their arsenal probably one of the best all-around players we've seen in this league. We're talking about Jovelyn Gonzaga, who is making a dent not only offensively. She is, after the elimination rounds, number 5 best scorer, best spiker, number 5 best spiker, and the 3rd in digs and 3rd in receives. I mean, what a performance in the preliminary round as we take a look at a sneaky play there by Signal. Just using the placing to score the points.
Great court sense and court awareness from Angeli Araneta. She saw the libero way up front. Corner pocket empty on the side of Black Mamba Army. And we see two new players on the floor for Signal HD. We have Ayel Estraniero doing the setting for Coach Shaq de los Santos and Jeremy Malabanan in that outside middle position.
Wind up. And again, perhaps also the same concern for Coach Shaq, trying to preserve these players and give them a rest because this looks like we're here for the long haul, Neil. Villarreal with a serve. Gonzalez looking for Bunag there, and that's off the blockers. And Bunag will just do that. Sabi nga natin, hindi siya katangkaran. mahihirapan din siyang ibaon. So she'll hit it off the hands of the blockers. And that's a 3-point advantage for Army. 8-5 is the score. We'll be back. Back at the Inares Center in Antipolo, Chiqui Roapuno here with Neil Flores. Army with 3-point lead now in this must-win fourth set. We see the urgency for Army. 3-point lead. And they did not enjoy a lead like this early in the first or second set. So mukhang talagang they know they need this win.
And Signal HG just has to adjust the positioning in their blocking. The attackers of Army have been going off their hands. That has been the consistent strategy of the Lady Troopers so far in this ball game.
Knowing what they need to do against the #1 blocking team in the league. And Army just squandering that lead here. Signal just a point behind now.
Now the three starters on the bench, you saw Riri Meneses, Jel Cayuna, and Rachel Andakis. Mukhang konting pahinga muna. Pero walang pahinga-pahinga for the Biotic Ilongga. Jocelyn Gonzaga scoring her 18th point here in the ball game.
Kaya na daw yung pahinga. And you know, we laugh about it now, we joke about it, but I wonder if this is going to be the right choice for Coach Kung Fu to keep Jovelyn Gonzaga playing. She has not sat down at all in the entire match. Bunag again, just doing what she knows. She just scores in the way that she knows how. That's number 14, quiet operator, no spectacle, just hitting it off the blockers, finding the holes on the court. That's the kind of player Jo Bunag is, and she has contributed so much to Army today.
And she always looks at the blockers first. At nakikita niya, advantage siya pag yung setter yung nasa harap for Signal HD. Estreniero man or si Cayuna, she would have a higher possibility of getting through their hands compared to Doria and Meneses.
How about that by Gonzalez?
That's just her second point of that 1-2 play. Now Army has a 4-point lead against Signal HD.
And then you're thinking now, if you're the other side, she's already done it twice. Is she gonna do it again? And that is always in the back of your mind. So mag-aalangan ka. Dakis is back on the court. And Signal sets up again. Back row attack, blocked. Dakis will go up. Gonzalez tries to send that one over. Joust, won by Bunag. Dakis,
Totally misjudging that. It was actually a good bump set from Estraniero. But mukhang nag-alangan doon si Rachel Andakis, which will give Army Black Mamba a 5-point lead as Coach Shaq de los Santos calls for time.
Pero kailangan pag tinubukan natin yung susunod, malayo pa yan. Medyo na ano tayo doon sa galawan natin. Tayo yung natataranta, huwag tayo magkaranta. Kailangan muna ready tayo sa mga mangyayari, okay? Sige, labas mo na. Ready ka, ha?
Let's go!
Sige, walang mag-stop. Kayang-kaya pa natin panalo yan, ha? Kapit lang. Balik natin yung ano natin, yung energy natin, ha?
Happiness signal!
Awesome!
5-point lead by Army, who needs to win this fourth set if they want to extend into a fifth and deciding match. Gonzaga getting ready to serve. We were talking earlier about how she has been instrumental to this performance, great performance of Army so far. And despite the fact that she is really, you can see now, medyo the fatigue is taking its toll. Di mo malabas kasi, Neil, besides her performance, it's really her presence on the court that matters so much.
And they're still down by a set, so hindi pwedeng matanggal si Jovelyn Gonzaga in set number 4. This is the biggest lead that our Army has established in the entire ball game. It's at 6 points. Oh, make that
Wow.
7. And I have noticed na very erratic yung gameplay ng Signal HD. Today, Army Black Mamba will double up.
And I think we actually heard Coach Shaq use that word, medyo natataranta sila. But they just need to regroup and hope for more of those unforced errors. That one given by Esguerra there. Still a commanding lead by Army in this fourth set. And we see a little bit of a shuffle among the players in Army. Gonzalez is back as setter. Esguerra is on the court. But like we said, si Jovelyn Gonzaga is where she's at. She is really just going to have to fight the fatigue and look for the stamina. Hindi ko alam kung saan niya huhugutin yon, but because she needs to keep doing that, saving balls from wherever she is. Buna going up, and that one.
That is a check ball.
Check ball pa rin. Talagang iniiwasan din niya na mapunuhan siya. And she's got the formula down pat. She's just gonna use the hands of the blockers.
Joan Bunag hitting it off the hands of Jel Cayuna. This is a fingertips meron. Check ball.
Great efficiency by Jo Bunag today. And now a service ace to add to her stats. First service ace by Jo Bunag. That gives Army their 16th point versus Signal's 8. And we'll be back for more after this break. Back at the Inaros Center, Army with a comfortable 8-point lead in this fourth. Back at the Inaros Center, Army enjoying a 8-point lead in this fourth set with Jo Bunag continuing to serve. And we see and feel the absence of Freya Meneses in this fourth set. She has been taking a rest. Pinagpapahinga ni Coach Shaq. And we also see, as we take a look at the green line, coaches, the players, the fans, they're all out and ready to cheer for the next game ahead. But we're talking about the absence of Riri, and mukhang nararamdaman na rin yan ng Signal.
Yeah, this is, again, the biggest lead of Arma Black Mamba. And they're still adding up on that. Great digging for the ladies in black. Another chance ball for Signal HD.
Combination attack well read there by Nunag. Bunag from behind the attack line that goes into the net. A lucky break for Signal. And scoring a point off the error.
Now
of
Riri
Army.
Meneses is back. in the front row for Signal HD, so they can mount their own comeback here in this rotation.
Sabi mo nga, they have a two-set advantage here. This is not a must-win for Signal, but as you mentioned time and again, Neil, you don't want to give Army opportunities because they will fight. Kung kaya nyo nang tapusin, tapusin nyo na. And that should be the mindset of Signal, and I think that's what's on the mind of Ces Molina after that kill.
Powerful kill from Ces Molina against the shorter Sargin Gonzalez.
Let's see if they can string up points here. Signal, if they want to play catch-up. It's not the way to go as Doria commits a service error. Lucky break for Army.
And you just feel a different kind of energy dito sa floor ng Signal HD Spikers. They're a little bit quiet, not as energetic as they used to be. Another dig from Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Great read there by Jovelyn Gonzaga. Molina, strong, uses her power this time, but Bunag was there, and this is a chance ball for Signal. Let's see where Cayuna goes. Molina, and that one is outside. And errors also coming now from Signal.
Even the passing from the chance ball, medyo bitin para dito sa Signal HD Spikers. Jel Cayuna wasn't able to give a quick hit to Ria Meneses dahil bitin yung pasa sa kanya. 9-point lead for Arma Black Mamba.
And just Army really dominating in this fourth set. And as we say that, Guerra with a service error. Let's see if Signal can regroup here. Jel Cayuna gets ready to serve. Riri Meneses back in the game. She sat out a good portion of this fourth set. And that is a service ace.
That's the third point of Jel Cayuna, and that's her second service ace.
And this time, even Gonzaga, alam niya yung parang pit yung ano yung kung paano niya ika-counter yung bola. But this time, didn't work for Jov Gonzaga. Good idea for Army to let that ball sail out. Jel Cayuna. Service error. Commanding 8-point lead for Army. Gonzalez with a serve there. Cayuna with an underhanded set to Araneta. Pantay na pantay ni Villarreal, and that is her third point. Make that 6 points or third on the block. Great role player here to see Villarreal.
She might not have as much contributions on the offensive end of Black Mamba Army, but she makes sure that when she goes up for that block, dun siya makapagbigay ng tulong. But it's still an 8-point deficit for the Signal HD Spikers. And for Black Mamba Army, they have to be able to end this as soon as possible to just conserve energy coming into the fifth set.
You know, it's going to take a toll on both teams if we go for a fifth rubber set, no? Because, sabi mo nga, mahaba pa, the toughest part of this tournament is just ahead of them, still ahead of them. And that's something really to consider. Looks like Army has a cap on this one with Bautista getting ready to serve 22-13. Muna going up and a little up on that one. She was a little bit under the ball there. Hits the ball outside. Service error for Buna again. Point number 14 for Signal. Still Army looking good here. They just need to hold Signal, get a good reception. Something that they said that they worked on before meeting Signal. Dakis. Answered by Munag. Gonzaga. Ball slowed down. She still gets it past the two-man block. And that's point number 19 for Jovelyn Gonzaga.
18 off attacks, 1 from the block. And we haven't seen her numbers in the non-scoring department
Yeah.
pa. Audrey Paran will be serving again for Black Mamba Army as they try to close out set number 4.
Di pa rin talaga pinapaupo si Jovelyn. This is already a comfortable lead for Army and still Jov Gonzaga on the floor. Signal gets the side out at the point. She is really the steadying factor kasi si Jov. When she's there, kumpiyansa din yung players. Yung teammates niya, timing the ball. Kayuna looking for Dakis. Nunag to Bunag there. Dakis again will go up, and that one is good. Just finding the line. Rachel Dakis keeping Signal alive in this 4th set. They've got a long way to go, but they're still very much in it.
Now Signal is also trying to build their own momentum towards this tail end of the 4th set. Army just needs 2 points to close this one out.
And this is going to be a free ball for Arby. Gonzalez pushing it out to Bunag. Ah, looks like that
hits the
one is
line.
inside. We've seen Bunag do that before.
17 points for Johan Bunag, just 2 behind Jovelyn Gonzaga. 16 from the attacks and 1 from the ace.
Amazing performance by Bunag, setting up Army for multiple set points as Gonzaga serves. And that one is into the net. A chance for Signal again, but still set point for Army. Pressure serves here for Rachel Andakis. Bunag going up, off the block. Signal will set up, and that's a free ball again for Army. Ivy Perez serving, setting. Combination attack. Ivy was on to that. Bunag goes up. Ayuna, quick one. And there's a call.
Net violation called on Esguerra.
Referee Velarde just giving another lifeline here for Signals. Still set point. Ah. Nice push there by Ivy Perez. And we are on to set number 5. That was a relatively easy win for Army in that 4th set. Ending it with a 6-point lead, 25-18, the final count. Break it down after this break. back at the Inares Center for our first of our 2 games today in our the semifinals of the PVL Invitational. Look at these highlights. We are getting ready for set number 5, but how did we get here? There's a lot of great plays coming from the side of Army, and talagang katatagan lang talaga nila, no, Neil?
And we thought that the momentum was going to swing to the side of Signal HD after that 25-18 set number 3 win. But it was an identical performance. This time for Black Mamba Army, it was also 25-18. And now we're going to a 5th set. Expect Jovelyn Gonzaga to go all out on the floor. And Signal HD needs to come together to prevent that. Look at that, 14 attacks compared to the 7 of the Signal HD Spikers. The rest of the statistical categories evenly matched. So it's a race to 15 here in set number 5.
Mostly from Joe Bunag and of course Jovelyn Gonzaga. These 2 veterans just playing like their college days. And really giving it their all. They're in this for the long haul. They are not going to give up now. Maybe we're talking second wind for all of these players who have been on the court for well over 2 hours. Bakbakan ang ating labanan dito sa Inares Center, and I'm sure all of you are enjoying the action from your homes or wherever you are catching our games. We're so glad you are on hand with us. And again, this is just a first of 2 games. Creamline PLDT waiting in the wings, getting ready for their chance on the court. Signal taking or drawing first blood in this deciding set. Race to 15. This is going to be a quick one. Wow, and that is Villarreal with the attack. And something that maybe Gonzalez should do more, just activate Villarreal. As we see, she can deliver.
And that was a good adjustment on the side of Villarreal. Medyo mataas yung bola for that slide attack. So she changed her approach last minute.
And we were able to talk to Villarreal earlier, talking about how much she has learned from the veteran teammates that she's been spending time with. And she is definitely applying what she has learned from her ates, from the senior players in the Army squad. And a service error by Rachel Andakis. We're not 2 apiece. All even here in this 5th and deciding set. Both teams looking to score a win in the semifinals. Army already with 2 losses. Signal with 1 against PLDT. So a very important win for both squads, and that's why they're playing their hearts out. Gonzalez pushing out to Bunag. She was trying to hit it off the blockers like she usually does.
It hit the tape of the net.
And referee Velarde awarding that point to Signal.
Yep. No touch from
No
the blockers
touch.
of Signal.
Good call by our first referee. And Villarreal got that chance again. Gonzaga with that dig. Buna going up, and that one is a little too strong. Again, they're looking for a check ball this time. Referee Velarde gives it. And it's 3-all now. Net Villarreal getting ready to serve. 8 points today, 3 from the blocks. Nice reception by Dakis.
Oh, what a put away from Cesc Molina.
Great execution of that combination attack. One more time on that. Riri Meneses, the decoy, confusing the blockers of Army. Well played by Signal. Gonzalez, back set to Gonzaga. That was close to the net. Rhea Meneses sending it over. One more time. Now Buna goes up. Off the blockers, ball still alive. Army recycles. Let's see, Buna going up again. This time, oh, it's still good. Great defense by Signal. Gonzaga will
Oh,
try.
Jovelyn Gonzaga with her 20th point.
Wow. No signs of fatigue. Second win, perhaps, for the team captain, Jovelyn Gonzaga at the serve. And we have Sam Corrales with a report.
Before the fifth set started, sobrang tahimik ng bench ng Signal during the huddle. Coach Shaq reminded the HD Spikers na walang mangyayari sa kanila if they just keep dwelling on the past 4 sets. It was a wake-up call for them to give their best here and now if they want to get their first win in the semis. Now in crucial games and moments, Ces Molina has been trying to rise up to the occasion even if she still is nursing her ankle injury. Kasi para kay Ces, kung kaya pa, ipupush talaga niya. I mean, she's been doing rehab for her ankle daily. But what's interesting is that she's also working out on the rest of her body. Kasi sabi ni Ces, connected itong lahat. So let's see if they can maintain this connection in this fifth and final set. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Sam. Just troopers on both sides. Not just the Army troopers, but Ces Molina, quite a trooper, really. Just playing her all as if there were no injury to worry about. She's at the serve. This is something, again, we need to think about for the duration of the semifinals, Neil.
Even the shorter Sarah Jane Gonzalez getting the better of the taller Rhea Meneses in that last sequence.
That must have felt good, huh?
It will be a photo finish here in set number 5. Just a 1-point lead for Black Mamba Army.
Joe Bunag. 18 points already. Wow, put away by Rhea Meneses. Reliable Rhea with her 21st point. And she does not want to give this one up. They haven't had a win in a while. 2 back-to-back losses against PLDT. Bautista off the blockers. Ball is slowed down. Cayuna pushes it to Dakis. Great effort by Bautista to keep the ball in play. Gonzaga is dug by Molina. Quick! Gonzaga keeps the ball in play. And Bautista put it away on that second try. Just these veterans shining through for the Army.
Signal HD not defending that hit from Nene Bautista. No blockers against Nene Bautista in that last sequence. Finding zone 1 empty.
What an effort there. 10 points for Bautista.
These are last-minute decisions that can make or break you. Now, this is another free ball that will be given to the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers.
Ah! Great effort there by Jonella. Reading that play by Gonzalez and still Army just, they keep pounding, coming at Signal, and they have a 2-point lead at this first technical timeout. Back for fifth set action here at the Inaros Center. Signal and Army just going at it.
That ball was actually going out of bounds already. But Bunag decided to get that first touch. And that will be a point for Signal HD. Now, Rachel Andakis is clarifying kung sino yung tamang server. Only the team captain can make that clarification dun sa technical board natin. And buti na lang, tinanong niya because she won't be in the service line. It will be Jel Cayuna targeting most probably Jovelyn Gonzaga in this sequence.
Just to take her out of the offensive, no? You want to go to Jovelyn. And really great heads up there by Dakis as we get an ace for Signal. Tying things up here, midway into our 5th set.
That is the 5th point for Jel Cayuna. 3rd on the service line.
As we mentioned, she is lethal from the service line. #1 server in the league. Great job there by Nunag on the reception. Signal will set up. Cayuna pushes it to Dakis. Wow! She goes deep again, finds a hole. The court of Army. Dakis now with 12 points. And a timeout.
Nasa harapan natin. Nang maayos na pasa ulit, huwag nyo lang isiksik masyado yung bola, Tanet. Atake naman tayo. Hanggat maaari, last na yung overball ni Job Neto, ha? Paluin nyo na yung bola nyo, ha? May atake coverage, pero kailangan nakaready kayo always. Hindi pwede nagugulat tayo, ha? O, isa.
Coach Kung Fu reacting to that last play where talagang ginulat nga ni Rachel Andakis yung back row ng Army, getting them the 1-point lead midway into this 5th and deciding set. May idadagdag ka pa ba sa instructions ni Coach Kung Fu? Ibang dapat gawin ng Army to
Well,
hold Signal?
The score is at 9 and 8. And just listening at the timeout, ayaw ni Coach Kung Fu magbigay ng mga maraming magagaan na bola papunta sa Signal HD because of course, the advantage of Signal HD would always be their middle blocker. So if you give them a lot of free balls, mas marami ring chance si Jel Cayuna to give it to Riri Meneses or Doria.
Meantime, the defense of Army working much better now. Ball is still in play. Rachel Andakis tips it over. Gonzaga. Did she save it? She was definitely there, but they're not giving her the ball. Just the effort of Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Army needs one good stop to be able to get one more rotation.
He has to get Gonzaga at the front. 2-point lead by Signal. And just the effort of these girls, particularly Jovelyn Gonzaga.
Isang rotation na lang, nasa harapan
Nasa
na ulit
naman siya.
si Jovelyn Gonzaga. So Nene Bautista really needs to get this point for Black Mamba Army.
But it's Jel Cayuna with her serves. Not the girl you want at the service line right now. It's 3 in a row already that Jel Cayuna has served. 3 straight points for Signal here. Ah! Really? Talk about court sense. Letting that ball sail out. And here's that precarious rotation you're talking about that Army is enjoying now with Gonzaga at the front. Signal still with a 1-point lead. Ivy Perez getting ready to serve. Dakis. And just uses the blockers' hands. Tubino just couldn't keep that ball in play. Dakis just giving them a soft one.
Yup. Rachel Andakis targeting that down the line area from the right pin.
Ball still good, despite that awesome block by Signal. Cayuna now, back set. Troncoso. Gonzaga chasing after the ball. She hits it. Janela just doing awesome at the back. Wow, this time, Janela couldn't get that ball back up. Talagang pinaghihirapan yung mga libero dito.
And Army not allowing Signal to get a 3-point advantage. They cut it down to 1.
Yeah, you know, check that. My mistake, it was General who was doing all that. Janela just coming in as libero now. So both liberos of Signal just really working hard for their team. Back set. Oh, Bautista does not keep that ball up. And that was really a good idea by Cayuna to go to Troncoso. And Signal now with a 2-point lead. Outside. 2 costly service errors so far we've seen for Signal.
If Black Mamba Army gets to erase that lead of Signal HD, these players will go back to these unforced errors, unforced service errors here in set number 5. But Coach Shaq de los Santos will try to ice the server of Black Mamba Army.
Performance natin, up tayo ng 1. Kailangan lang natin ng magandang pasa and then create ng attack. Okay? Ha? Tapos pagka yung dumisgar, palo tayo ha. Lamang yung ano natin ha, sa middle, bigay lang na maganda. Pero huwag kakalimutan kumover. Okay? Ha? Tiwala lang. Kaya natin, maganda na yung ginawa natin eh. Kailangan lang natin mas pagandahin sa end game. Okay? O sige ha, focus ha, focus. Kailangan. Pasa lang muna ha.
Shaq just expressing his confidence in the girls, knowing what to do, and just really keeping their minds in the game. And this is really, at this point, patibayan na lang ng loob ito, Neil, because both teams are really giving us excellent performances here. Signal with that awesome cut shot. One more time on that play by Riri.
21 points for Riri Meneses.
23 na, hindi lang nagkasya sa score sheet.
I correct myself. That's 23 points.
And a quick timeout by Army.
Eh, isang pasa. Kombinasyon ka na. Pakita si Job sa 3, balik ng 4. Ha, kasi malaki, kailangan sumabayan. Kaya kung kaya ng dulo-dulo, sige. Wag lang bababayaan ng spiker natin ha. Pag may umaatake, kailangan meron tayong coverage. Kung magbalik ka ng bola, i-ready mo na yung counter-attack natin lagi. Okay? O, tara.
Coach Kung Fu with very important reminders to Army to really cover the attackers going up against the #1 blocking team in the league. As Creamline just anxious to get on the court here now. Both teams looking for their first win in the semifinals. Ivy will set up. Finding Gonzaga. What a defense there by Troncoso. And Troncoso, should we give credit to her for that great save? Setting her team up here for 3 match points. She is at the serve. Troncoso with 6 points. Let's see if Signal can get it. Army will set up. Ivy Perez looking for Gonzaga with a push. Mistake there by Riri Meneses.
It's not over until it's over, says Jovelyn Gonzaga. She will move to the back row. And it looks like Jel Cayuna will be leaning on the services of Riri Meneses to close this game out. 1 more point for the Signal HD Spikers to get win #1.
Riri, slow. Bunag with great coverage. Bunag will go up. Another chance for Signal to set up. Says Molina wants to end it.
And she's blocked.
What an effort by Army. They just refuse to roll over and die here.
the advantage of having a taller blocker in the front row for Coach Kung Fu.
Gonzaga steady serves. It's still set point for match point for Signal. Concests. End it. No. Great defense. Woo. A quick by Meneses. Send it outside. And we are tied at 14. That's 2 errors in a row by Ria Meneses.
I told you it was going to be a photo finish from
Yeah.
either squads. Now Jovelyn Gonzaga will have more confidence to go for a stronger serve.
And look at Gonzaga, just ice on her veins. Just unflappable, but Cés Molina delivers when she needs to.
Ice in her veins also, says Cés Molina.
Getting back match point for her team. That was 3 match points that Army was able to save. And Cés just reading her body language. No, no, no. And she is at the service lines. They want to get this win. Let's see if Army will complete the set. And Bunag hoping for a tip. She's not going to get it.
Signal HD will get their first win. Black Mamba Army still not happy with that last call.
They're just hoping against hope that there is a reversal of the call, but it looks like referee Velarde is pretty certain about giving Signal that match point. What a match, Neil. 16-14, just all hard from both teams. Talagang wala ka nang mahihingi pa. Both from Army and from Signal. Let's see. You know, it's really hard to tell.
It's really hard to tell, but based on my angle, it looked like a check ball, but walang tinawag yung lines judge, so it put the first referee in a difficult position. So it was up to his judgment call to decide on whether it had a touch on one of the blockers of Signal HD. But it is over. That's 16-14 in favor of the Signal HD Spikers.
Such a hard-fought match. That is a heartbreaker for Army. If in fact, you know, this is going to be one of those plays that will be replayed and watched by Team Army to see really what happened there. But officially, a win for Signal HD. Finally, breaking into the win column in the semifinals. Ria Meneses, despite those late errors, is the player of the game with 23 points, 21 from attacks and 2 from the blocks. This young girl, young player, just learning so much from the veterans and from her time in the court. And we were talking about really how she has been reliable all day.
From the start of this game, we already knew that she was gonna come up big. Yung wing spikers nila in Cés Molina and Rachel Andakis did punch in their numbers, but it was really Ria Meneses who did the damage for the Signal HD Spikers here in their win against Black Mamba Army.
Sabi ko nga, as we take a look at the highlight, even Ria Meneses lapsing into errors, that was the kind of pressure both of these teams were under. But still in all, delivering really the goods for Signal HD. So, the entire set 5 could be a highlight reel in itself. I mean, so many great plays, just the back and forth. Both teams, all the defensive players just diving for the ball, not giving up. And that was the kind of game that we saw all day long.
I'm sure the fans are saying na sulit yung ticket nila here in the Inares Sports Complex. And nothing to be ashamed of also. It was a great fought match for Black Mamba Army, but in every game, there will only be one winner. And today, Signal HD will take home, again, win number 1. 12 attacks compared to the 8 of Black Mamba Army. Mas nakuha pa nga ng Black Mamba Army yung defensive advantage against Signal HD. But yung last 2 sequences really determined that game.
Just all hard from both teams. And again, it was a really painful loss for Army because they fought so hard. They were trailing, they naghabol, and they managed to extend it to a fifth set. But we're not done here. You and I are, Neil Flores. But you guys have more volleyball to enjoy, whether you are coming from your homes, wherever you're watching this game from Creamline PLDT, getting ready to take center stage. As Neil and I bid you goodbye, this has been Chiki Roa Puno. And we thank you for joining us for our continuing coverage of the PVL Invitational Conference. This is the Heart of Volleyball.